Hello, welcome to our channel. In today's episode, we will tackle an important topic, namely answering the question of why a heat pump freezes and how to prevent it. Stay tuned. Where might frost or ice on a heat pump come from?
A heat pump, to effectively heat a house, gathers heat from the air. During warm weather, the condensate accumulating on the evaporator simply drains away. The situation changes in autumn when temperatures start to drop and the air becomes increasingly humid. The condensing vapor begins to freeze, forming a layer of frost or ice.
What happens to the pump then?
The layer of ice forming on the evaporator is a very unfavorable phenomenon for the operation of a heat pump, as it impairs airflow and consequently worsens heat exchange. Note that the evaporator consists of closely spaced fins. If the distance between them is small, the frosting process will proceed quite quickly, but it will be difficult to get rid of the ice. Such a situation occurs, for example, in pumps, where the evaporator is not adapted to cold climates. To prevent this, defrosting is performed in the heat pump.
Defrost sounds mysterious. Can you explain what it is?
Defrost is nothing other than defrosting the heat pump evaporator. It happens in a very simple way. By switching the four-way valve placed in the heat pump, the cycle is reversed. The heat previously directed to the house or buffer is redirected to the powered exchanger, which begins to defrost. This phenomenon is visible almost immediately as water starts to flow down the surface of the evaporator.
And what does this look like in our heat pumps?
In the case of Termet heat pumps, the defrost is managed by the heat pump controller. The client does not need to perform additional actions as the whole process happens automatically.
So, the appearance of water near the heat pump does not always mean something bad?
Correct. However, it should be remembered that if we observe anything concerning, we should contact the installer or service technician who will clear up our doubts.
Is there a situation where defrosting might be impossible?
Yes, such a situation is possible if, for example, a buffer has not been used in the installation. One of the buffer's roles is to ensure a minimal amount of water is available for defrosting. Therefore, remember to include a buffer in the installation, even if you have underfloor heating.
I hope that today's episode helped you answer the question of why ice appears on the heat pump, and that water appearing near the device does not always indicate a malfunction. And if you have any questions, ask them in the comments. See you.